So I've come across a lot of people who ask me, what is Gangsters Anonymous? A lot of times motherfuckers just start laughing. Like, what the fuck he talking about? What is Gangsters Anonymous? Um, Basically, Gangsters Anonymous is a 12-step program, just like Alcoholics Anonymous. Uh, Only problem is we deal with the thinking of the mind of a gangster, mind of a criminal. Um, are we criminals? Some of us are, some of us aren't. But do we commit crimes? Yes, we do. Is there a separation between a criminal and a gangster? Most definitely. Uh, you will find that all criminals commit crime, but not all criminals are gangsters. You will also find that all gangsters commit crimes, so all gangsters are criminal. So the separation is you could be criminal and not be gangster, but you can't be gangster and not be criminal. What do you call a gangster that don't break the law? Exactly. So we'll leave that part alone. Uh, Criminals are welcome at Gangsters Anonymous. Uh, we would uh, we would prefer you probably go to CGA if you're a criminal. Therefore, there'll be more criminals there that can identify with what you're going through. Uh, you'll find that criminals and gangsters have different ideas of what life is about and what crime is about. So there's always an argument in that region, which takes up all types of time. So CGA is great for criminals. Gangsters Anonymous is great for gangsters. Um, but both are welcome at any, but we do let you know that there is a separation between the two. So that being said, like I was talking earlier, people ask me who and what is Gangsters Anonymous. I am not he, so I just started the program. There was another program there before, so I knew what would work for me and what has worked for me. So I just talked to some other fellas and we got it going. So uh, that was 15 years ago, man. So now it's in 7 countries. People working the steps all over the world, man. All over the Sweden. Sweden changed the book and flipped it into their own language. So, as usual, it started here in the States, but we're going to probably be the last we're probably going to be the last members of Gangsters Anonymous to find to be, I don't know, to have over 40 or 50 of us that are over 10 years crime free. I think Sweden is ahead, but I think France is even further ahead of all of us. So I think France was the first country, and then I think Iran came in on some too, man. We've got yeah, we've got quite a few different countries out there that started, right at the time we did, but they kind of went, faster with their program, man. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and break down the book's definition, because we all have our own definition of what a gangster is or what Gangsters Anonymous is, but the book will tell you exactly what Gangsters Anonymous program is about. So why don't we just go toward the book and see what it says.
Step 1. GA is a. There are no strings attached to GA. Is the Gangsters Anonymous? What is the Gangsters Anonymous program? GA is a non-profit fellowship or society of men and women for whom a gangster's mentality had become a major problem. We are recovering gangsters who meet regularly to help each other stay crime-free. This is a meeting of complete abstinence from all things gangster. There is only one requirement for membership, the desire to arrest our gangster mentality. We suggest that you keep an open mind and give yourself a break. Our program is a set of principles written so simply that they can be followed in our daily life. The most important thing about them is that they work. There are no strings attached to GA. We are not affiliated with any other organizations. We have no initiation fees or dues, no pledges to sign, no promises to make to anyone. We are not connected with any political, religious, or law enforcement groups, and are under no surveillance at any time. Anyone may join us, regardless of age, race, sexual identity, creed, religion, or lack of religion. We are not interested in what or how big you became or what set you were from, what you have done in the past, how much or how little you have, but only in what you want to do about your problem, and how we can help. The newcomer is the most important person at any meeting, because we can only keep what we have by giving it away. GA is a fellowship of men and women who are learning to live without gang life, or a gangster's mentality which normally results in criminal behavior. We are a non-profit society, and have no dues or fees of any kind. Each of us has paid the price of membership. We have paid the right to recover with our pain. Surviving against all odds, we are gangsters who meet regularly. We respond to honest sharing and listen to the stories of our members for the message of recovery. We realize that there is hope for us at last. We make use of the tools that have worked for other recovering gangsters who have learned in GA to live without gang life, or a gangster's mentality, or criminal behavior. The 12 steps are positive tools that make our recovery possible. Our primary purpose is to stay crime-free and in some cases, gangster-free, and to carry the message to the gangster who still suffers. We are united by our common problem of gang life and a gangster's mentality. By meeting, talking, and helping other gangsters, we are able to stay crime-free. We have learned from our experiences that those who keep coming to our meetings regularly stay crime-free. GA has many years of experience with literally hundreds of thousands of gangsters. This first-hand experience in all phases of illness and recovery is of unparalleled, therapeutic value. We are here to share freely with any gangster who wants to recover. Our message of recovery is based on our experience. Before coming to the fellowship, we exhausted ourselves by trying to change our lifestyles and wondering what was wrong with us. After coming to GA, we found ourselves among a very special group of people who have suffered like us and found recovery. In their experiences, freely shared, we found hope for ourselves. If the meeting worked for them, it would work for us. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop thinking like a gangster. We have seen the program work for any gangster. We can examine and re-examine our old ideas. We can constantly improve our old ideas or replace them with new ones. We are men and women who have discovered and admitted that we are powerless over gang life and the gangster's mentality, which grows from it. When we gangbang or think like a gangster, we lose. When we discovered that we could not live with or without gang life, or the thinking associated, we sought help through GA rather than prolong our suffering. The program works a miracle in our life. We become different people. Working the steps and maintaining abstinence gives us a daily reprieve from our self-imposed life sentences. We become free to live. We want our place of recovery to be a safe place free from outside influences. For the protection of the fellowship, we insist that no rags, flyers, pamphlets, or guns be brought to any meeting. We feel very free to express ourselves within the fellowship because law enforcement agencies are not involved. Our meetings have an atmosphere of empathy. In accordance with the principles of recovery, we try not to judge, stereotype, or moralize with each other. We are not recruited and membership does not.
Listen to that point. Now, as I sit here, have a cigar, drink me some Gatorade, because I'm sober. Sober is two left shoes. Sober is a right and a left shoe. Many judge me on my looseness and how loose I carry my crime-free life. I went through the stages. I went through the stage of tucking in my shirt, wearing the nerd clothing, cutting my hair fresh and clean. I went through the whole scenario. Did it for 8 years, something like that. And I became comfortable. My recovery became strengthened, stronger. And after a while, I kind of let loose. I'm comfortable today with my crime-free life because I placed myself, I created a very strong foundation, and I went through the process naturally and um, consistently, and for and the longevity of it was established. So today, I'm just comfortable. I could wear whatever. Uh, the thoughts still come, but the actions are not there. I just don't feel the desire to do those things. I tell people, they ask me why do I dress the way I do or look the way I do. Well, this is a program of attraction rather than promotion. So when I'm out on the street, you might see me and you might be attracted to something I'm doing, something how I look, and you, what's up, how you doing, what's happening. You might be on one, and I see you on one. I might get an opportunity to holler at you, man, and tell you what this did for me. So, uh, beautiful thing about it is, don't let anybody tell you how to walk your walk, man. Do your thing. Do you, man. Long as you know you living crime free and you following these instructions and you doing your work and you working your steps, man. Keep living your life. Keep living your crime free life the way you see fit. As long as you following the steps and traditions, you're gonna be fine. Take your time. Don't rush. Just walk through it. I went through the process of making changes in how I dress because I needed to do that for me. Some may not need to go through that route. Some may go to other routes. Look, no one, we are not sheep at Gangsters Anonymous. We're individual people with one common denominator. We all suffer from a gangster's mentality, and we all mentally disturbed from that. We don't want to say that in the beginning. Many of you guys, when you're new, you don't want to admit to that because you know you're smart, you're quick-witted, but a criminal mentality, a gangster's mentality is a mental disorder. It's not a natural way of thinking. So once we realized that, we began to move forward. I'm not going to lecture too much more. I wanted to touch on that point. Don't be judgmental on how you see one of your brothers living his crime-free life. As long as he's not committing crimes, as long as he's treating people with respect, that's a brother to be admired. Uh, some recover quicker than others, and some recover. It's just about abstinence. Some people don't grow to become, I don't know, whatever they want to be. You want to become after you get crime free. Some may want to become a doctor. 22-year-old kid. Shit. By all means, I would definitely want him to hurry up and get to that position so I could go to him. But that's on a whole nother subject matter. We talk about that later. Because I showed need one of y'all to run up, become a doctor, run because these anyway, let's get back.
The atmosphere of recovery is protected by our 12 traditions. We are fully self-supporting through voluntary contributions from our members. Regardless of where the meeting takes place, we remain unaffiliated. Meetings provide a place to be with fellow gangsters. All we need are two gangsters, caring and sharing, to make a meeting. We let new ideas flow into us. We ask questions. We share what we have learned about living without gang life and the associated thinking. However, the principles of the 12 steps may seem strange to us at first. The most important thing about them is they work. Our meeting is a way of life. We learn the value of spiritual principles such as surrender, humility, and service from reading the GA literature, going to meetings, and working the steps. We find that our life steadily improve if we maintain abstinence from crime and a gangster's mentality and work the 12 steps to sustain our recovery. Living this program gives us a relationship with a power greater than ourselves, corrects defects, and leads us to help others. Where there has been wrong, the program teaches us the spirit of forgiveness. Many books have been written about the life of a gangster. This book concerns itself with the nature of recovery. If you are a gangster and have found this book, please give yourself a break and read it.
You should have said read it. Looks like it's spelled correctly to me. Uh, this motherfucker can't read, but I ain't gonna be judgmental. Whoever made this mother. Anyway, so that right there was what is the Gangsters Anonymous program? Tells you specifically what we're about and how it's supposed to be run. Now, you'll ask me, well, why don't I have it memorized? Uh, I'm sick of shit. I live the program. I don't memorize it. I read it and I begin to live what I'm reading. I don't memorize it. I don't memorize shit. I'm not a Bible thumper. I live this thing. Just like the life I live. I live this, man. I don't pop it. I don't drop it. I'm not gonna get on no record and sing about it and memorize shit to show you how smart I am. If I was smart, I wouldn't have jumped in it. So I'm not that smart because I'm actually sick with this shit. So I'm living this thing. This is my life. You know, this ain't what this ain't what I memorize. I couldn't memorize that shit if I wanted to anyway. It's too much shit to memorize. Besides that, I'm borderline lazy than a motherfucker. But I live one day at a time, crime free. I'm not perfect, man. You know what I used to trip off is how motherfuckers that live, you got doctors, lawyers, accountants, people, real high end specialists, man. They see you, they recognize you got some kind of level of skill or whatever, man. And then they judge you because you're not trying to be who they are. Dude, I come from real horror. I come from I'm good where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at. I'm doing a wonderful thing. I'm working. I got the meetings going. My life is good, man. My kids love me. Every now and then, whole nother story. Whole nother story. Shout out to Kenny Jr. He's a motherfucker. Shout out to AL. She's something else. Woo. And deuces to AE. RI. You know who you are. Yeah, that's my dog. A little dude is my dog. Love that little man. Love them all. He's my favorite. So I'm gonna say it like that, and they know why. They know why. He's got to be the favorite. He's a special dude. Anyway, there are no strings attached to GA. We're not affiliated with anybody else, any other organization. So we're not affiliated with CGA. We we welcome CGA members to our meetings as we would hope CGA will welcome us to theirs. We need each other because we are all trying to help each other stay crime free. So that's how we do it. We're not affiliated. They have their own organization. We have our own organization, and never will the two bicker with each other. Even though there's gonna be some of you motherfuckers gonna run and bicker with each other any goddamn way. It's a part of the process of recovery. When you see two motherfuckers trying to knock the shit out of each other, they just working the first step. They don't know they powerless yet, so they gonna have to catch another case before they realize they powerless than a motherfucker. But Let them catch that case. I ain't gonna catch that case because I understand the process. I ain't catching the case. I ain't caught a case in 27 years, man. I ain't doing it. I know who I am and how sick I am. I have no question in regard to who I am and what I do. So I'm gonna stay over here. You do what you do. So we're not affiliated with CGA. We love y'all. We hope y'all grow. We want to grow. Let's grow together. But know that criminals and gangsters are two different beings. They're two different entities. Once you guys get involved and start seeing, uh, there is a separation there. It could be worked and dealt with, but I saw a more need. There were more things out there for criminals than there were for us as gangsters, because we was on a whole different tip on who the way we carried ourselves. You know, criminals were shiesty and hip, slick, and cool. Uh, Gangsters were just very stern, very dedicated into what and who we were. So that being the fact, I knew that there was a separation there that probably needed to be dealt with first before we could begin working with others and things of that sort. So that's what that's all about. Like he said, we're not interested in what or how big you became or what set you was from, where you been at, what you did in the past, how little you had, but only in what you want to do about your problem and how we can help. Because we have people come in, big, 6'7", 6'8", what I mean, benching 450, 500. None of you motherfuckers know what a gangster. We had the little homies, them dumped on 14, 15 motherfuckers coming in. Y'all don't know. Dude, we don't care about that. We know you sick, homie. Because if you wasn't, you wouldn't be walking your ass up in this motherfucker. Sit your criminal, sit your gang bang, sit your sick ass down and read chapter 1, and let's talk about how old you was when you started this shit. You understand me? Because I started when I was in the 3rd grade. Now you catch that point. I've been this way since I was in the 3rd grade. I'm 58 years old now, man. So I had to go through a lot of different avenues to get to where I'm at. So don't beat yourself up because you starting above some, or don't beat yourself up because you started below some. You start at your level, do your thing, get your shit right. See if I could catch a couple more points in this. So GA has many years of experience with literally hundreds of thousands of gangsters. This firsthand experience in all phases of illness recovery is unparalleled therapeutic value. So that being said, that means from the year 2002 to the year 2021, hundreds of thousands. And you want to know how many are maintaining in the States? Look at the screams and yells for police defunding. Look at all the young brothers that's going and doing special things. Look at it's a lot of changes today. You still got, look, Alcoholics Anonymous didn't stop people from drinking. People gonna drink. Gangsters Anonymous ain't gonna stop people from gangbanging. Gangsters Anonymous here for people who want it, not who need it. We only hope the ones who need it come to see us at a meeting someday. But this is for those who want it. And you know, until the rubber meets the road, until you at your shit's end, you may not ever want it until you at your shit's end. When you looking at that 20 with an L, you probably at your shit's end then. But then what happens is you youngsters begin to see us as we move around in society. And a lot of times, man, we get opportunities to change the lives of others that are out there. So, you know, keep coming back is what I always say, man. No matter what we hear, no matter what we want you to hear, we want to tell you what it's like to live crime free. We want to show you the successes we've created in our lives. And we trudge, man. We have barbecues, we have picnics, we have gatherings that we like to do. And we do it crime free. People show up. You gonna see some cats show up. They're gonna be hot with that gangster shit, and they coming to prove you wrong. Just like you got cats that go to Sexaholics Anonymous to get laid. Don't think you ain't gonna have no gangsters come to our meetings to get in on some shit. You know, start some shit. You know, see who in this motherfucker. Get that shit going. It's gonna happen. What they'll find out is you could get everything from an ass whooping to recovery in Gangsters Anonymous. But we dishing out real recovery. Some dishing out proper ass whoopings too. So don't come in that motherfucker thinking you can come in there and ain't nobody gonna give you some divine chastisement. Because the possibility is always gonna be there. Remember, we sick too. So come in, man, holler at your people. And whether you Aryan, Mexican Mafia, BGF, Biker, Costa Nostra, Mafia related, we gangster, homie. We all the same. Have a seat, sit down, relax yourself, man. Let's work some steps. Let's talk about shit. You tell me about yours in the beginning. I'll tell you about mine in the beginning. I'll tell you what happens to me when shit happens like that to me. I'll tell you what I did to get past it. And then hopefully you'll learn something from me, and we'll read something in the book that'll teach us both. Because every time I go through the book, man, I hear something new because something in my life just occurred that brings that shit up again anyway. Because it's just a revolving door, man. 360 degrees, man. Everything we go through, we're going to go through it again next year. We always get one major fucking issue a year, man. That's just so fucking, just, and just, you have to be grounded in your recovery. So you have to begin working your steps as soon as you come in, man. Get on them steps as soon as you come in. My name is Kenny G, man. I want to thank you guys for sitting back and listening, man. I hope you guys come back and hear me holler at y'all one more time, man, because this is what I do. And I sit down and, you know, if you're looking for perfection, keep walking, homie. We do this thing real simple. We keep it simple, stupid. We keep it simple. We're not trying to prove it like we superior shit in. You know what I mean? There are those who are gonna come who are gonna be rigid in their recovery. I carry it loose. I stay loose for change, homie. I stay loose for change because I need change. And I've made a lot of changes. So keep coming back and we holler at you guys on the next one. God bless.